Okay, I'm friending him, and I'll explain it to him later, because I don't have enough time to explain what the origin of line is, because that takes too long.
Oh, the origin of line? Like
Yeah,
how you
line
came
is
up
big.
with your name?
Yeah, it's a very long story.
Oh, you can tell me.
Alright. Oh, I haven't told you what the origin of line
Yeah,
is?
I don't think so.
Oh, really? You have, like, the name Lineheads and you don't even know? Okay. Alright. So, um, alright, I'm recording this, so I'll put this in the episode.
Okay.
This goes back to fourth grade, and Harith, the original owner of the account Lineheads, it was
Yeah.
actually his idea. So, it was elementary school and everyone drew a lot of stick figures, right? And, I mean, everyone still does, but, like, it was more common back then. Everyone just drew stick figures. The name stick figure, like, just doesn't fit what the thing is, because there's a circle in the head. So, what a
Uh-huh.
line head is, it's a stick figure with a line for a head.
Uh-huh.
That's the short version, but um, okay, the long story. Okay, this is kind of really extremely nerdy, but
That's fine.
um, so so that was Harth's idea. That was in, I believe, 2008, I think, or 2009.
I think you indirectly just told everyone your age.
Oh, I don't care about that. I mean, I could be making up a year.
True.
Like, we had to write, like, creative writings in fourth grade. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
writer's workshop, it was called.
yeah. I
And
know.
so what he did was he expanded on the Linehead idea. And I don't think he actually had the name Linehead yet, but he made, like, this story. Um, actually talked to him about this recently, but he made this story, and it was just about, like, it was like a whole universe, and there was the mutated stick figures and there were the normal stick figures, and so among, like, the normal stick figures, they just have a circle for a head, and they're normal people, but the mutated stick figures, they're mutated. They're like a line head, eye head, king head,
And you,
um, and um, yeah, and we gave them powers. We gave them
uh-huh.
superpowers. They're like, now that I think about it, they're like X-Men. I had not
But
seen
with
X-Men then,
lines.
but I mean maybe Harith had, but it was X-Men essentially, because
Okay.
they're the mutations that give powers. Um,
Hmm.
so so Linehead's power, for example, was teleporting, and I believe speed, and I think at first the line at the head could, like, spin around and make a propeller so he could fly, and then there was I had.
I had.
Yeah, and that was okay. Well, yeah, I had, and he could see everything. I had can see everything.
Oh, okay. I get it. I
Yeah, no,
like
no, I had
like the letter.
like no. Well, there was that too, but no,
Okay, okay, okay,
like
okay. Like this,
no,
or
I
okay. So oh, yeah,
yeah,
okay, got it.
yeah, like that. Not I
Yeah,
like
yeah, I know,
I.
I know. This.
Alternate. There was alternate I had, and that was just I had. Um, but no, that's not the I had. He could see everything. And there's King Head,
Okay.
and King Head
Uh-huh.
can he's like the leader of them all, and he's got, like, it's a line head but with three spikes on the
So
head.
you need to make an alternate king head then.
There's an alternate king head. Well, I
No, no,
mean,
you need to make like an alt and then name it king head.
oh, that name was taken.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Was that your original name in your?
that would have been. In fact, you would have that name right now if that wasn't taken.
Oh, rip.
Okay, so we have Linehead, we have Eyehead, we have Kinghead. There were others made at the time, but
Okay.
those are the important ones. Um, okay, so we had that, and I think that is the point where I first met Harith. Um, and Caleb and I were friends at the time. This is fourth grade. Fourth grade had
Yeah.
started. So he introduces us to Linehead, the idea, and we end up I don't know, since we're just kind of like imagining everything, like it's all an imaginary world that we've created.
Okay.
So we made my first idea, my first contribution to it was the Linehead Incorporated gift shop. Linehead Incorporated,
Okay.
which it was just an imaginary place. Like at lunch, we just like make these things up, and it was essentially
Uh-huh.
like it's just a gift shop. I don't remember what we sold or it wasn't real. It
Just
was all
just
made up, but
just a gift shop.
yeah, it
Okay,
was a
got it.
gift shop, and I think that's where we started developing the powers, and we just kind of make up these like crazy stories, and we're like I don't know, like King Head's the manager,
Just
and we just gradually create more lines or not lines. This is heads. This is head clans. Everything was head. More heads are just
mhm.
being made during this time, and me, Harth, and Caleb, we start like creating more heads. We create the important ones now are Classified Head and Mr. Blank, which they
Mr. Blank.
yeah Mr. Blank. I don't remember. I think Mr. Blank was the invisibility guy. He turned
Oh, makes
invisible,
sense.
and um,
You
Classified
should totally
Head.
make an actual comic book, like
Oh, we did.
series. Oh,
Um,
what?
yeah, so we started recruiting more people. We recruited two more people to be Mr. Blank and Classified Head. There was Hill and Matthew. Uh, they were they joined our clan. And then, okay, one day, this is the day I became Linehead, was we were at lunch, we had the five of us, the Linehead Incorporated gift shop squad, and we decided that we were going to become the characters. Like, we were gonna, like, have our own character, so we could roleplay.
Okay.
so, so initially, like, Harith is the first one who said that, and he is eventually just said, like, well, not eventually, he immediately says, I call Kinghead, and Harith became Kinghead, and then I apparently had like the quickest reaction time, and I was able to say I call Linehead, and Caleb called
Okay.
I had. Where was I? So we just became the Lineheads, and we wanted to expand our club. It was a club now, and we were role playing it outside of lunch, and we'd have like we were like a legitimate clan, I guess. Um,
Oh,
we'd have
j-
maybe not
okay.
legitimate, but we behaved like it. Like we wrote, like we had our characters, and we okay. So we wanted to expand our clan. So we get like these papers, and we'd have like member lists, and we tried to create like a clan ranking system. So I think what it was, I'll probably put a picture of this in the video, but it was like leader, co-leader, assistant, major. I don't know. I forget. Um, and we'd have like everyone's picture instead. I think like at the peak we had about like 30 people in it, but none of them did anything. Fifth grade was there was the silly band fiasco. And
Oh, the
that's
silly. Yeah, I
you
remember
remember
that.
silly bands? Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, they were basically like shaped like random stuff, like animals
Hmm.
mostly, and they were all colors, and people would just put them on their on their hands, and people just collect them. As a club, we didn't really have anything to do. Um, we were just kind of like, okay, so we have characters. Now what? Had to get an agenda, and we decided that we were nonconformists and that we did not like fads. We were gonna go against silly bands. What we did to like fight silly bands, whatever, was we tried to like collect them and then throw them away. But what ended up happening was I like since like in my trying to like collect silly bands and destroy them, I ended up just collecting them and not throwing them away. And then
Hmm.
so people would just like I just like ask people for silly bands, and then they'd just be like, "Oh, you collect silly bands?" And I'll be like, "You know what? I'm just gonna disguise and pretend like I collect silly bands so I can destroy silly bands." So I basically ended up collecting silly bands like everyone else, and eventually like that fad died down, and we didn't have anything to do again. All right, so the silly band fad died down,
Hmm.
and we had nothing to do again. So I started a roleplay game. This is around the time I first knew about Minecraft. It was later in the year. It was like February, I think. So I created my own roleplay game called Linecraft.
Linecraft.
Yeah, and sadly that name is taken. I started Linecraft, and it's basically just Minecraft, but Um, like everyone who was part of Linehead would just play it, and it's like a narration roleplay game. I guess like the best thing I can compare it to is Dungeons and Dragons, but not really because there was no board or anything. There was a shop.
Okay.
That was it. People started like getting really annoyed with us because we were um, just being really kind of obnoxious with it, and we were like just constantly playing the game and trying to
Hmm.
recruit people to join our club. And we had like our membership seat. So eventually, like this one person breaks off of Linehead um, and starts Universal, which is just a rival role playing game. And they had like 10 people, I think. And actually, like I was still mad at that guy for a really long time afterwards for leaving my club. However, like the main thing that formed during this time was the anti Linehead Club, and
The anti-line.
the anti there was an anti Linehead Club, and um, I think just 3 girls in our class formed it, and they just got like there was no requirement to join their club except just like signing a paper, so they ended up getting like adults to join it. So they just kind of show us the list and be like, "Hey, the anti Linehead Club is growing, and we have more people than you."
What's
And
the requirements to join the Linehead Club?
um, well, I wanted actually like active members, so I wanted
Okay.
people to like role play in the game and like meet in our meetings in recess. Um, but I mean, of course, no one really wanted to do that, so most of our members were inactive. We had like maybe I don't know 10 active people.
Mm.
So anyway, continuing with the line story, I got the name Linehead from Harith's idea, and Harith's account originally is Linehead's account, which I gave to the Lineheads we now know today, and he uses that account. And originally there was a head clan, so there is a player named Earhead in the guild, and there's also a player named the Eyehead, but he doesn't play anymore. Those were Earhead and Eyehead from the original Linehead club. The club was called Linehead. Um, and that's also why the guild was originally named Linehead, because the club was named that, and that's why I named the guild that. Um, so the Line Squad pretty much started when I happened to see Line Noise. Just a coincidence, didn't know her before that. Um, and then when Nick changed his alt to the name Linebutt and his other alt to the name Linefoot, both accounts I own now. That's when the Line Squad started to form, and that's then we had Line Oreo, we had Line Combos, Line Raiding with a Q, and everyone else pretty much came from that. So that is the story behind Line Squad.
Woo!
All right, I just had to like ramble there.
Yeah.